All right, you guys, so I am back with another walkthrough of my Week in the Life albums. This one is going to be 2016. So this is the black album that I got. It's just plain black. You can see it's got this gold label, or I guess it's a white label with some gold trim. And then, you know, it matches the gold plate there. This, I think Allie showed maybe having an initial here or something, and I'm sure other people have added something really cute there, but I haven't done anything to the front of the cover. I probably should. I do think it looks a little strange just all on its own there, so I'll probably maybe add an initial too or do something. This album I think is almost done. It is more complete than 2015 in that I think I've got all of my photos, but I have not really embellished a lot. One of the things that I do have here is, again, all of those digital files that I have all filled out. That way I make sure that I've got more of the story in my album, and then if I have forgotten anything when I'm going back to work on my album, I will have that information. I think that this is an invaluable tool. I do something like this for Project Life because I don't always get to work on my Project Life the week after, so I want to make sure that I don't forget anything. So anyways, I think this is, if I was going to give you some advice about what to do, I would say my first bit of advice, other than really just trying to watch and see and enjoy your week, I would say write it down so that you don't forget it, because you do end up forgetting a lot of things. The file that I have here that's got the hours, so it starts at 4 a.m. ends at 3 a.m. This is very fact-based. And then the other side that comes with it, that's a Wednesday, I have to be able to find it. The other side that comes with it that has observations, overheard, favorite moments, gratitude, those things I go, it's more feeling based, or it's a little bit less fact based and more feeling based, or at least, you know, I'll write down a sentence or two to hopefully remind me of what was going on. So I love being able to have both of those documented, especially when I have not completed an album. So this year I decided to open it up with one of those page protectors that have the 2x2 pockets. I cut off the side. Can't remember, this may or may not have been something that Allie did this year, probably an idea that came from her. But I filled in a couple of the embellishments. I did buy the kit this year. Again, I'm not sure if you bought the kit and bought the album separate or if they both came together. But I remember there being another album choice because I think I wanted the other one, but I couldn't get it. But I was still happy with getting all black. You can see that they all kind of go together. Anyway, so that's how I was starting it. And then of course, hopefully to then see through to a large photo here. I can see that I've got this post-it note with some journaling, and this journaling looks like it is a intention or why I'm doing this project or a reason why. And I just never typed that up, so that may be something that I wanted to add to it. Maybe I could do a large photo and then just type my journaling right on top. So that's the one thing that's hard about not finishing an album all at once, is sometimes when you're in the middle of it, you don't always remember what your intention is. So I guess you just go back and you do what you would do now. I mean, I'm not going to go back and try and remember what I would have done then. I'll just go back and do what I would have done now, which is probably a large photo, and then adding that right on top, or adding that right on top. All right, so this was the year she had this really cute, this was Monday or this was Tuesday, this digital file. So I added that on all of my days as well. And then I also really enjoyed this, which was part of the kit, which is this chipboard. I always had intentions of putting something on the back here, but of course never actually got to that. Maybe I could do like a large photo or something like that. I don't know that I have any large 3x8 photos in this album, so that's something that I could do there. But this did definitely add to the bulk of the album, which is nice because you can see, sorry, I'm just gonna close this one more time. You can see that this is a lot thicker than the 2014 and 15 albums, or it's thicker. I don't want to say it's a lot, but it's definitely thicker. And again, I will work through a formula. So I've got a large photo, then I've got the chipboard, then I've got the 3x4 page protectors, and they had chipboards that said hello and then every day of the week. And so I added that for each week. Again, I feel like this either needs to be stapled down, or I need to maybe add like a transparency behind it and stick it onto it or something, just so it doesn't fall out. So I'm gonna need to do that. And then, yeah, just more photos. So this year you can see that I actually did not put any words on my photos at all. None of the journaling. All the journaling came, is gonna be separate on here. And I think that might have been something that Allie did as well that I kind of liked, because honestly, copying and pasting all of the journaling onto each individual photo was a lot of work. It was just a lot easier to print everything out right from my Lightroom and then do one big journaling. So moving forward for 2017 and 18 and for this year, I'm just gonna do one big sheet of journaling. I like being able to see the photos, and that way I'll just be able to add some embellishments right on top of those photos. This year, part of the kit also had these days of the week that I really thought were great. You'll see that coming up on the other weeks. That's part of the formula that I am also using for this week. I know that I have intentions of putting something here, but I'm not sure what that was. If it was a photo, I did that in 2018. I added a photo. It might have been that really small, if I remember, if this was the year they had the really small wood days of the week, maybe it was one of those really small wood days of the week. This is actually just printed onto type paper, so I was probably just testing it out. I will probably then put it onto a sturdier piece of paper in the end. But let's get real, I'll probably just leave that and not print it out again. Some 3x4 or 4x6 photos, adding some in the middle because I didn't have enough room. And then I have one of the 3 pocket with the 2 3x4s and then the 4x6. More photos there. You can see that I have a 4x6 photo that I just cut in half. And then one more photo. So I have a ton of photos from this year. I mean, look at that day. I didn't need to add all these photos, but it's so hard when that's really what I want to remember are the photos. So that is another reason why this is so thick. There's just a lot of photos. You can see that I have 0 filler cards. 0 filler cards, 0 journaling cards, all my journaling's on here, and then I have my photos. And I would like to add some embellishments, to add some, bulk, to add some texture, to add some interest, some color, but that's the one thing that I have not done. And if I don't get to that, that's okay, but it would be fun to be able to finish it off. And I have the kit, so I have the supplies. All right, again, I'm ending the day with gratitude, and I'm using the exact same file, because why not, right? Using that exact same file. All right, so on to Tuesday. It looks like there's something on this photo. On to Tuesday. And then again, I've got this big chipboard. And then the Hello Tuesday, and then 3x4s, and then here's my Tuesday. Now the one thing different, and you'll probably, yep, looks like I've got that for everything. I don't have my journaling here. Now I'm crossing my fingers. I have no clue that I actually have the journaling written out on my computer that I'm just able to print out, and I just haven't printed out. But it is very possible, very, very possible that I don't. I think that I do, and the reason why is because I remember actually putting on my to-do list that I needed to finish the journaling. So I can remember sitting on my kitchen counter doing the journaling. Now I'm gonna have to go find it. So hopefully I was good at organization and I can find it so that I can just pop it in right into my album. Lots of photos. Seriously, so fun looking through all the photos and seeing what's the same, being in front of my desk, though I'm working on something totally different, and then seeing what is different. So I may have wanted to have another embellishment here, or maybe like a filler card or journaling card or something. I'm not entirely sure. Or maybe I just didn't have enough photos to add. And then ending again with journaling, or with gratitude. I really love ending with gratitude. I'm gonna make this a little bit tighter there. All right, then Wednesday. And I really did love all these cards and all the colors and the gold. I thought they were really pretty. So this one didn't actually even get hole punched, but that's something that I need to do. And this was probably supposed to be a one of the 4 pockets. Either I didn't have enough or just the photos didn't fit. So I ended up doing one of the 3 pocket, and that's totally fine. You've got a formula going on, but it doesn't have to be exact. It's just there to help. For me, it's there to help me to be able to pick out my photos. Or to print out my photos knowing like, okay, I need 2 3x4 photos, and then one 4x6. It's just so much easier for me that way. This, again, you can see did not get punched in, so that's something I still need to finish. And here I've got the 3x4 pockets towards the end of the day, so I still am including it, and I think this is probably why. You don't have to do it this way, and I don't always do it this way, but you can tell that this is chronological, or at least I know it's chronological. So this is a lot of the stuff that happened in the morning, and then maybe like the afternoon. It looks like lunch. And so this looks like it was more in the afternoon once my kids were home from school, and so probably more photos I had were vertical, and so that's why I'm using the 3x4 pockets here instead of in the front of the album. So that's definitely, like I said, something that you could just play around with. Again, I have another large photo, or a 4x6 photo, that I just ended up cutting right in half. And then some more photos to add, and then ending with journaling. And I do always try to have kind of an evening photo to go with that last page. Again, we are starting with Thursday, same formula. And then I've got my Thursday, like I mentioned earlier, or I think it was in my 2014 walkthrough. I like to be able to see on each kind of spread like what day it is. I don't always have the date, but it's kind of nice to know what day it is so you aren't like lost in your album. It's so fun to see like they've grown up so much. And I love how many photos I added in this album. Some of the, I think 2018 didn't have as many photos, but it's possible I didn't take as many, and that's why. And then again, ending with gratitude. So the one thing that I'm looking here is I love having the photos, and I don't have my words yet. I have them here, right? And maybe because I don't have any words on the photos, it's just feeling a little bit unfinished. I definitely want to go back and add some embellishments. I can, as I'm looking through this album, it really is feeling unfinished to me, and I think that that's why, but also I think it's because the words aren't here. So that's something that I'd like to go back and do. And you know, it's little things like this that I still need to deal with. You can see that there's like the backing hanging off. So I definitely want to go back and kind of fix some of this stuff, but it's awesome that it is as done as it is, and then it's really not going to take me much time, hoping that I will be able to find my journaling. It's really not going to take me too much time to put this one together. And Saturday, it's so awesome when I see these photos. Like, I can totally remember this day. Like, we ended up going on this service project to kind of clean up this campground, and we couldn't find the campground. We never actually made it to where we were supposed to go, so you know, we did what we could with the place that we found. some more and more photos. I remember Megan went, she hit her head. She went swimming that day and hit her head in the pool. All right, last day is Sunday. Just more photos. Love, 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 love looking back. All right, and that is it. So you can see, like I said, this is actually not going to take me much time at all to finish. I just need to go ahead, spend an afternoon and get it done, pull out the kit, which I still have in its package, and just start embellishing and just have fun. This is kind of the guts, and this is actually what takes, I feel like, the most time. Editing the photos, printing the photos, getting them in, and like the most fun part is like playing with the embellishments, right? Once it's all kind of put together. So I just need to finish up some little bits and pieces here. I'm not sure why Wednesday, maybe I wasn't sure about the photos and that's why Wednesday is not 100% finished. Anyway, there you have it. That is 2016. So hopefully when I get this finished, because that is my goal to finish these albums. That's one of the reasons why I'm walking through them, is because I want to know like how much work I have. This had both this and this printed. I don't know. I think this is the same year. I just ended up redoing it or something because I wanted them to fit. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look through them because maybe this is a whole nother year than 2016. So anyway, that is it. Thank you guys so much for joining me today for this walkthrough. If you would like to see more of my Week in the Life album walkthroughs, I have 2014, 15, and 17 currently on my YouTube channel. Definitely check out my Week in the Life playlist. I will have it linked below. And then 2018 will be coming up soon. So thank you guys so much, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.